From the national newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Brenda Molina-Navidad. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is taking some time to reflect. That's what Natural Resources Minister Jonathan Wilkinson says following yesterday's bombshell resignation of top Cabinet Minister Freeland.
I think we all need to give him a little time to reflect, and I respect the fact that he's going to take some time to reflect.
Freeland quit as finance minister just hours before she was set to present the Liberal government's fall economic statement that showed the deficit growing to $61.9 billion. It also prompted Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre to again call for a snap election.
Yesterday, we were reminded that if you hire clowns, you get a circus.
Canadian press reporter Karen Rebo says even Donald Trump weighed in on the chaos on Parliament Hill.
Trump posted on his Truth Social last night that, quote, the great state of Canada is stunned as the finance minister resigns or was fired from her position by Governor Justin Trudeau. Trump says Freeland's behavior was totally toxic and not conducive to making deals good for the very unhappy citizens of Canada. He added that Freeland will not be missed.
Trump's comments come as Canada's leaders try and plan for his threats to impose 25% tariffs on all goods from Canada unless it stops the flow of migrants and illegal drugs into the U.S. Because of that, the Conservatives want Parliament to hold hearings in January on Canada-U.S. trade. There's also a federal plan to spend $1.3 billion to bolster border security and ensure the integrity of the immigration system. Inflation edged down slightly to 1.9% in November as price growth continued to stabilize in Canada.
That's down from 2% in October. Shelter costs increased at a slower annual pace of 4.6%, while rent price inflation accelerated to 7.7%. Grocery prices continued to grow faster than overall prices, rising 2.6% from a year ago. Inflation has hovered around the 2% target for several months now, clearing the path for the Bank of Canada to lower interest rates. After delivering a second consecutive half percentage point rate cut last week, Bank of Canada Governor Tiff Macklem signaled there would be more rate reductions, but that the central bank would likely decrease the size of those cuts. Najoud Al-Mali, Canadian Press, Ottawa.
Statistics Canada says the country's population reached an estimated 41.5 million people. The population grew by more than 176,000 people between July 1st and October 1st. The Canada Post strike may be over, but that doesn't mean everyone is happy after the country's labor tribunal ordered the postal workers back on the job. Customer Bridget Vandelar in Oshawa says the government shouldn't have stepped in.
Everything that these people have been striking for weeks on end out in the cold for nothing.
Canada Post says it will not accept new letters and packages until Thursday. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, the Calgary Flames are home to the Boston Bruins in NHL action tonight. Montreal hosts Buffalo and Ottawa visit Seattle. Toronto Maple Leafs goaltender Anthony Stolarz will undergo knee surgery and miss 4 to 6 weeks. He was hurt during the Leafs' 3-2 win over Anaheim last week. Former Toronto Raptors center Jonte Porter will have the sentencing hearing in his criminal case tomorrow. Porter pleaded guilty to conspiracy to commit wire fraud. The 25-year-old has already been banned from the NBA for life for manipulating the outcomes of proposition bets based on his performance for the Raptors. Tonight is the final of the NBA Cup in-season tournament between the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Milwaukee Bucks. And midfielder Duncan MacDonald has been named Canada Soccer's 2024 Para Player of the Year. From the Canadian Press, I'm Brenda Molina-Navidad.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.